Nigeria is pushing to expand its foothold in the global cashew industry and has recorded a very important surge there in cashew export, reaching $398.135 million in the first half of 2025. That is an improvement of 81.15% increase compared to the same period in 2024. Let's put some context into this. I'm being joined in the studio by Yunusa Gabriel Enemali, who is the president of National Apex of Cashew Farmers, Processors and Marketing Cooperative Ltd. Glad to have you on Business Daily.
Thank you, viewers. I'm glad to be here again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This number sounds so very huge. $398 million is huge just in the first, 3 months of the year. That is huge. Do you agree with that number?
Yes, it could have even been more than that. What you saw is just from the sales of the raw nuts, not processed kernel, not CNS oil, just raw nut. All right? Now, just 3 months. It means nothing will happen again until 2026, which is not supposed to be so. Now, the reason why our own cooperative came on board, the National Apex of Cashew Farmers, Processors and Marketing Cooperative, we want to begin to process them locally.
Now currently we export the raw nuts. So like taking away the jobs outside the country. Yeah. And for a very long time, we have about 17 states that are comfortably said into cashew production.
Yes.
But in terms of processing, we don't tend to invest so much in that aspect. Why is it so?
There is a high level of ignorance in the cashew business. Don't forget, cashew was just like something that just springed up. Unlike cocoa, that was started before now, there was policy, everything was in place. But cashew, the way it came, they brought it to protect primary schools, secondary school, erosion, use it for erosion control and all of that. But in the process of time, people started noticing, I can chew it, I can take the juice. Okay, what can we do? Research went into it. And they found out that, there's a lot of value that it can be added. And that is why it's still new in Nigeria. While others had already sped off, they're doing greatly with it. We are still, struggling. However, if we don't do them at all, I'm for bad. But we have started, and trust me, it's just a matter of time we will take over. The little we are doing on our own from the raw nut alone. Like I said, cashew has 3 main benefits. Nigeria has not even started benefiting from climate change. There's carbon credit yet. That's another huge money there, because cashew has the capacity to trap carbon. And then the moment you trap carbon, you protect the environment. So you take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. So that is why if you sit under cashew, a good cashew that is well grown, less than 5 minutes you will sleep off, because under is very cold. So it protects the environment. So there is money to be made in from carbon credit, and the people in charge of it is National Council on Climate Change, which is under the...
I want us to talk about this issue of carbon credit, but before we go there, let's talk about the recent statement from NEPC, the National Nigeria Export Promotion Council. There, of course, there was a partnership that they went into as well recently, where some of this information were actually given out. They also unveiled cashew processor directory. That is what they call it. But this directory, how many cashew producers can actually are even aware of this directory? Is it one of those policies pronouncement that doesn't really make impact?
I actually frown on it, as a farmer and one who is also concerned. When they brought the list of names that were published, just very few. And then I asked, you are publishing processors. What about those publishing processing at the rural community, contributing? You are talking of the big guys. So I, for one, said no. Yeah, you have done the best you can, but you can do more. Go back to Obolo, you see them processing. Go back to Anigba, you see them processing. Go back to Abia, you see them processing. Have we taken our time to also document them? The answer is no. Who are the people selling on the street you see? These are the guys. And they fall under our own purview. And that is what we want to make government look. Support these young ones that are contributing. It is only cashew that is from the farm, not even from seedling, nursery, to the table, everything about it is cash. And that is why it is only the farm produce that the name starts with cash. And so why are we only concentrating our effort on exporting raw nut when we can do more, right? We have over 200 million people. It means we already have a market. If these guys can come from overseas to come and buy our raw nut, take them home, process, do whatever they want to do, and then return it to us very expensive. Why is it that the man in Maiduguri, the man in Sokoto, the man in Bayelsa, why is it that he cannot process? So this is what we're saying. Let us consume what we produce. It is when it is enough, then we move on. We are planning to make sure that every part of Nigeria, cashew is planted. Now, these farmers for over the years have invested their time, have invested their energy, have invested their money, yet Nigeria is declaring a figure with nothing to tell the farmers, this is what you have benefited from it. Can you see what we are doing to ourselves?
It is huge. Like you rightly said at the beginning, you said this number is not even, it's even lower compared to what was realized.
A raw cashew nut, sorry sir, a kg of raw cashew nut is less than 2,000 naira. A kg. But a kg of processed kernel, is about 20,000 naira. Can you see the disparity? So why don't we process the kernel and export the kernel? Because it's used for milk, it's used for chin-chin, it's used for biscuit, it's used for snacks, it's used for recipe in foods and so many things, right? So it's used for the cooking oil, it's used for kuli-kuli, and so on. These are things we do.
There's a lot that can actually be derived from cashew, like we have always said. Yes. But how is the I don't want to say regulator now, or the government of the day, just like the other cash crops, how are they taking cashew? Yeah, because the attention on the other cash crop, we have cocoa, we have coffee, and so many of them, but it doesn't seem to pay serious attention to some of these crops. Why do you think they will look at the cashew?
With the noise we are making now, government has taken a bold step there is a first draft of the policy that has been drafted, and we're also reviewing it together. Every stakeholder is reviewing it together. After which, before it will go for validation and then to the House of National Assembly. The truth of the matter is that we need a good policy that will back this cashew sector. Cashew is a big business concern that everybody needs to be involved. And like I said, you have three main benefits. Health benefit is money. Environmental benefit is money. Economic benefit is money. So everything about it is money. Money, money, money. So why should we allow all of this to be wasted? Look at the apple. Because we do not have machineries, and that is why it's a pity that Ajakuta is not functional. If it is functional, all of these little machineries that we use in juice processing, in jam processing, in ethanol processing, in brandy processing, in whiskey processing, and so on and so forth. This can be done. Again, don't forget the residue after you have extracted the juice. What you get is the cashew. You can use it for cashew feed, you use it for animal feed, or you can use it for mushroom production. Nothing is thrown away as far as cashew is concerned. Nothing. The leaf is medicinal, the trunk is medicinal, everything about it has one of the highest in terms of vitamin C, times 10 higher than orange and coal.
All right. In 2022, Nigeria exported 315,677 metric tons of raw cashew nuts, earning $252 million. And of course, if you look at what we are getting in 2025, that is an improvement on that, where we are gaining $398.135 million. Do you think this increment is a product of awareness or investment in any way, or support from the government?
No, it's a product of awareness. A lot of people, I'm sorry to say this, a lot of people don't even know the benefits from cashew. So there's high level of awareness on cashew, both locally and internationally. Don't forget, cashew is now an international commodity, and that is why the demand is high. All the foreigners that are coming here, they are coming to buy the raw nut. If I were government, I would tell them, please establish your processing factory here so that you can give jobs to our Nigerian youth. Establish it, give them a job, carry the processed one and go. Now, I know that that is what our own processors are doing, and that is what we at the rural community cooperative also want to start. Yeah, it's not easy because we don't have the machines, but we use manual in our own way. We fabricate them ourselves and see how we can do.
You extract the juice?
Yeah, I extract the juice. Some of them, I've trained them. Some organizations have also trained some women early this year, on how to extract the juice. But haven't trained them, what about the machine? So it's like you train the trainer. You train them so that they can go also and train others. That's what we want to do. So that every year we don't waste the apple anymore. And believe you me, every youth will be busy. Don't forget, look at the period of harvest, or maintenance up to harvest. You don't see any youth outside. They're all on the farm. All right? So it means that if you want to get them busy, agriculture is one place to set the youth to. Now, after harvest, what next? It means they have to wait till next season again. No, that's what we want to discourage.
And that brings me to the question of whether cashew can be an all-year-round crop. Is there any technology that can be deployed for us to be able to have it produce all year round?
Well, I will not say it's not possible, because yesterday in Duse, there's a cashew. I even snapped it, fruiting. By October, in Tungamaji, in one former federal director's company, planted some species. By October, when ours in the middle belt has not started fruiting, his own was already fruiting, October. And now it's also...
That must be a different species.
Thank you. So it is left for research institution to take up of that. Of course, I snapped it and forwarded it to them. I gave them the location so that they can come and take why is this one? Is it because it's climate resilient or what? So it's now left for them. Can they begin to do their magic in the lab and see what they can do so that they can bring all of this for us? It's going to be multiplied, and then you plant them everywhere. Who tells you that cashew cannot do in Nasarawa? A lot of people don't know that there's cashew in Taraba, especially Tabgood. A lot of people don't know. In Bauchi, a lot of people don't know. But because we don't give it that attention, nobody cares. So this is why this cooperative is very key, so that we can disseminate all of this information across the federation. I am talking to security operatives, and believe you me, they are so interested. The cooperative is open for everybody, so that we can join hands together and support government. A few days ago, the vice president has promised 2 million cashew seedlings to Northwest for planting. Yeah, well, how are they going to plant it? That is what I don't know yet.
I think your association needs to sensitize them, train them on how to do that.
How to go about it.
Yes, you have lived in Côte d'Ivoire and some maybe Ghana and all those some part of West African countries where you have the large production of cashew, as the case may be. What are they doing in that places that we need to replicate back home?
There is a deliberate effort to promote cashew with good policy and support-based. When I mean support-based, supporting their farmers with incentives to produce more. Cashew is capital intensive. The economic of production of farm maintenance alone in Nigeria is extremely expensive. I'm suffering it too, because the cutlass that we used to buy for 3,500 is now 12,000. The file, just common file, 150, 300, file, is now 3,000 naira. Now the chainsaw, I bought one for pruning of the trees. I bought it for 75,000. I wanted to see how I can get another one. It went to 280,000 naira. It doesn't make any sense. So everything, no incentive. That is why we're talking to Bank of Agriculture, Bank of Industry, take care of those that are the primary producer first. And you see the magic. This country is so blessed that the moment we decide to do the right thing, I'm telling you, Côte d'Ivoire, they are saying they are producing 1 million. Yes, because they took deliberate
1 million metric tons.
Yes, statistics of what goes out of the farm. Have we done that? No.
But in terms of processing, are they doing that as well? Or they're also exporting as we're doing?
Not all. In fact, there's a law in Côte d'Ivoire that 60% of their raw nut must be processed first inside. And that is why in Sita, they have one of the biggest processing machines in Yamasoko.
Do you think, given our peculiarity, that kind of laws can work in Nigeria?
Why not? All we need is enforcement. Give the right people who understand it to do the right thing in the right office, and they produce the right result. You don't give such office to the person who is not interested in it. All he's interested, all he will be interested is the money you need that you just siphon. I'm on the farm, I'm on the street. So I am saying this not because I went to read it from any school, but because I am on the farm doing it practically, and I know where pinches me. So I want, if this is done rightly, this is going to be the result. Because cashew is practical. Practical,
indeed. Let's look at the local processors.
Yes.
Are they adhering to the international safety standards?
Which international safety standard? Who? How many people have decided to go to the rural community to even train them? What is the international standard? Some people just sit down and tell you this is the international standard. Can't we set our own standard? Why must we depend on international? We are national. So let us set our own. If I produce my jam, 5 minutes after I don't get one remaining with me, and people are taking it, it's healthy. The best I can preserve is what I'm doing. So who come and tell me that international standard? Everything we want to make sure that we are gathered up internationally. With over 200 million people, and we cannot take charge of whatever we have. Must we wait for anybody? Look at, if you take goods directly to US, they will reject it. But bring it and take it to our neighboring country, they will accept it. Come on, what kind of deception is that? So all of this international knows international. You are talking of NAFDAC, you are talking of Sun or whatever. They are based in Abuja. Are they in my village? Now I produce something, you say I must get NAFDAC number. Then you want me to start spending my little money that I suffer to get from Ayigba, my village, to Abuja every day in the name of trying to get NAFDAC. I would rather want to process them there, finish everything, sell it, and go back home.
Yeah, don't you think if you're not complying with those rules set by the government, like the mentioned NAFDAC and of course a Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, if you are into a production in Nigeria, the law is that you must comply with their standard. They must certify your product.
Yes,
but if they are not certifying your product and you are selling it out to the people, to Nigerians, don't you think you are going against that law?
Where is the machine to certify my product? All they are interested, pay this, pay that. Where do I get it from? See, let us stop, doing boju-boju for ourselves. The truth of the matter is that we must wake up if we want to do that.
That's a very strong allegation.
Yes, it is.
Against NAFDAC.
I want to register for this thing. The money they are even telling me to pay is expensive now. You want me to be traveling from Ayigba every day, all in the name of trying to get... Can't you go online? You should have a representative in the Kina local government. You should have a representative.
But there's NAFDAC office at the state headquarters.
What is there? There is nothing there.
In Lokoja.
The man in Oganenigu, do you know how much it is going to cost him from Oganenigu to Lokoja? Let us be fair to ourselves. You want him to produce, you want him to comply. But you, that is the authority, you are not helping him. From just Oganenigu to Ayigba alone is 9,000 naira. I'm not saying Lokoja yet too, because of bad road. So it's hurting me because we cannot be saying the same thing again and again and we expect any new result. We will not get it.
Well, we hope to get NAFDAC or Standard Organization of Nigeria.
Please, I want to see them.
To respond to this is a very huge allegation coming from Yunusa Gabriel Enemali. This is his opinion. They are not in any way represent the opinion of Trust Television. Moving on, let's talk about the carbon credit that you talked about earlier. You talk about cashew, how it can also be used to control climate change. Yeah. Talk to us more about it.
Okay, carbon credit is just carbon sequestration. And before now, we have been depleting the ozone. That is why everything is shifting. The rain pattern is shifting, planting pattern is shifting, everything is shifting. Sometimes you see 2-3 months there's no rain. The sun is becoming, because the ozone layer is depleted and the sun rays is becoming too much, and then the environment that we are supposed to be green, that will also protect it, has also been destroyed, because we are falling down trees, we are not replacing them. Now, for replacing trees and for trapping the carbon, because we human taking oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Who takes that carbon dioxide? Is the tree. Now, very soon there will be there will be no tree anymore. And one of the carbon dioxide that we give out is quickly trapped in cashew. So for you to have planted cashew, you are supposed to be paid carbon credit by the big organization who have set out this fund that for everybody who is planting this, there are some, they call them carbon credit creator. They come with their machines. We just went, they came from Netherlands. We went to the village to go and just demonstrate on 80 farms. We almost ran into trouble because everybody said they must capture this own farm. But the result was fantastic.
Wow, that's
fantastic. Nigeria is endowed with huge carbon credit. Huge carbon credit because carbon credit...
So in essence, what you're saying, we are not vulnerable to climate change?
Are we? Everything you see happening in Nigeria, we use our own hand to destroy it. People are falling down trees for firewood. Ordinary, with our gas, we are not supposed to. But is the gas cheap? No. Is kerosene that used to be for the ordinary man, is it cheap? No.
But well, for our rural communities, we're used to using firewood.
Oh, we used to, but so there's nothing wrong if they should use kerosene too. So, but even if they're going to use firewood, let us be serious by saying if you bring down one, plant two. If you bring down one, plant two. Moving, let me give you an example from Diko, heading to Kaduna. Left and right, what do you see? Plain ground. Like that to the north. So that is a bad omen to us. And cashew can easily be replace this empty vast land. And that is why cashew can grow anywhere.
But cashew also needs maximum rainfall, especially at the gestation stage.
Yes. If you want it, of course, you should understand the terrain where you're taking it to. Adaptation matters. Cashew has the ability, it has drought resistant, so it can stay long. And the moment rain falls on it and it's rain, the rain, just all it needs is just, that is why it's good to nurse it first. When you nurse it and you know that this is the period, this rain is going to fall between this month to this month, you are good to go. And so, why don't you do irrigation? If it is about rain, do irrigation. If you want it to grow fast.
What if it's capital intensive? You're talking about cashew farmers being poor.
Yes. No, that poor, that's being poor, I think I blame, to an extent, I blame the government. You see why? Like I said, but
in most cases, most of them prefer to sell their product to the middlemen instead of selling it.
No. No, sir. Do we have any board that controls the price? We don't. Now, even the middlemen that come to them, is that the right price they're giving them? Let me give you an example. They tell you that a kg is 100 naira. That is, the off-taker tells the middleman, because the middleman knows the farmer, he knows the buyer. The buyer doesn't know the middleman doesn't know the buyer. All right? So the middleman now gets the money from the off-taker at 100 naira per kg. He goes to the farmer and tells him 30 naira. The farmer has no option. The farmer will
joyfully sell it at 30 naira.
Because he needs the money, he can't keep it. He can't protect it. So this is where our own cooperative now differs. We now deal directly with the buyer. So, and...
I hope you are not shortchanging the farmers as well.
How can we? You are our member. The farmer is our member. So we get it from you. And then we give you, or we pay you at premium price. We want our farmers to be happy. We want them to send their children to school. We want them to have their health care well maintained. As I challenge you, go to the village now. Ask one farmer, give me 50,000 naira. Even when he sold per ton of cashew for over 1.5 million, ask him for 50,000 naira he doesn't have. Cost of transportation alone is dealing with him.
That's very sad. Let's move on now. Look at Nigeria gifting Ethiopia. That story, when I saw it, I was like, this generosity is being taken too far. I don't know what you think about it. About 2,000 cashew seedlings and 100,000 cashew seeds. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't know the plan of the go. Just like you read, so I read too. I don't know what came about this. I was expecting. You see, Nigeria, our own kind of generosity.
It's like a collaboration in agriculture, in agri sector.
If it is collaboration, we have vast land up north. How have we tried to plant 1 million seed first? Or 100,000? How have we been able to do that? Now we are giving somebody. Before you know it, tomorrow we'll now start depending from them. Well, I don't want to comment on that because I don't know the rationale behind it and what exactly they want to do. I thought I was going to read in depth more of it, but I didn't see. All I saw that they were gifted XYZ seedlings.
More like a solidarity.
Well, solidarity. We're good to do that, but about your home front. how much of that have you
But do we
given us?
lack the seedlings? We don't lack the seedlings.
We don't lack the seedling, but you know, to maintain it and nurse it and grow it is also expensive because you need to water it, you need to pour good manure into the nylon bag and then water it to sprout, and then you must protect it up till the time you want to transport it to the farm. And that is why...
How about if, just to interrogate what government has done now with Ethiopia, how about a Nigerian government set up, put a group of Nigerians together, go to Ethiopia, maybe Addis Ababa or any other cities, local communities in Ethiopia, acquire a land and call it Nigerian Cashew Farm in Ethiopia. Like here we're having Indian farms, we have so many other, and then plant those cashew there. It will now be known that this belongs to Nigeria instead of giving it to Ethiopia, who, if they can properly take care or maintain what we have given them, may eventually become one of the net exporter of cashew, even bigger than Nigeria in future.
There is nothing wrong in that. But do we, or does the people you are talking in quote have that idea or vision in mind? That's one thing. Number two, for instance, our cooperative. After our summit, we intend to start with 10 hectares of land as a pilot where we'll use it as a training and capacity building on farmers, how to plant it, where you cannot lack food, because alongside cashew, you can do other agricultural farm produce. Once we succeed in that, in every state of the Federation, we intend to have 10 hectares, if not more. So that at the end of the day, all that figure you are calling is going to be more than that. Because the cooperative has its own 10 hectares, other individual has their own. And before you know it, all we are saying, we can surpass whatever figure they are giving. Because go and ask them, where did you get the figure? They would never give you right figures. Ask them, where do you get the figures from?
But the question is, who are they dealing with? If they are not dealing with the real
probably
cashew farmers,
at the ports.
Who are the people they are dealing with?
Maybe at the port, when they are shipping their goods out. But are we taking the ones that are coming up not here by truck? Are we taking the ones that are being smuggled out? Are we taking those data? No. What about the ones that the people at the rural communities are using, to process? Are we taking those data? No. And that was why I challenged them when they said these processors, this is their directory. And I asked them, what about those in Ubolu that are processing? Have you gone to take their data, statistical data? The answer is no.
So what was their response?
Of course, what do you expect? And they just said, now that you are open, we'll see how we can partner with you, and then maybe subsequently they'll go into that. But I would have preferred them to first take data collation of farmers. First, the farming community, map them. And then you now know XY, our own cooperative, we're struggling to map our farms. We have done 312, which is giving us over 3,000 hectares. We're still doing it. But we don't have the money.
Why are they looking? How spread? What is the spread of these farms?
Spread? You said 17 states does cashew. We just started in one small community. It was just one small community, the one that our money can afford. We take it gradually. It's a gradual thing. We want to see that every farmer, so that when you come, we get to Bank of Industry, for example, or agriculture, and you say, Farm A, give me his coordinate. We give you, you don't need to come to that place. And you see that is true. He deserves X, Y, Z, you give it to him. We lack input. Everything about the farm is not subsidized. Everything about agriculture in Nigeria is not subsidized. And if they promise they are going to bring input, it will come late. And so this is the problem we're having. And that is why we are intensifying efforts to make sure that the cooperative speak at the right time, and we begin to disturb government. Bring it or release it now, so that we can get it at the right time, to be used at the right time and get the right result.
Well, talking about getting the right result, recently some farmers, especially in the northern Nigeria, it's a good thing that you say the vice president has already marked some millions of cashew seedling to be planted in the north. Some farmers complained recently about the loss they have recorded from grains, especially in northern Nigeria. Many of them have decided that they are going to embrace cash crops instead of focusing on grains, which is indeed depleting their capital, as the case may be. Do you think that kind of decision or embracing cash crops now, especially in northern Nigeria, which I think is the region that feed the country, is the right way to go?
Oh, there's a reason they said they're going to do that, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You go to the farm, security, what do you call it? Bandit, they chase you away. So if I plant cashew in the next 3 years before it will start growing, so I will only come, peep, and go back, rather than me coming to waste my time and then I'll be kidnapped. You won't blame them. Insecurity is number one. The moment I am a victim, I planted cassava, cattle went in and destroyed the whole thing. All right? So it's not only them. That is their alternative, because as far as they are concerned, this insecurity is like it's not coming to an end. I grew up in the north. All these things that I'm hearing, sometimes I will be confused. Is it the same north that we're staying? And you can see the way people are running away from the north down south.
Even the south is not even safe.
Even the south, again, is not safe. A guy who is closer to our warehouse went home to go and farm. He was kidnapped. Went home, Kasina, to go and farm. He was kidnapped. And when he came back, he did say, but then come over. Because of insecurity. So if they say so, sir, they are not wrong. It is now left for government, because the taxpayers' money is used to pay the security operatives to protect the people. It's simple. So we must not play kalo with insecurity. Insecurity is insecurity, and that's the truth. And the only way...
And we need to deal with it headlong.
Seriously. So that all of this can stop and allow people to go to the farm. See, Nigerians are not lazy. I'm telling you the truth. Nigerians, before now, we don't know anything about politics. You see somebody who finished from school, he's out to go and look for a job, or he's on the farm. But because of everybody's running away from the village. And these are the people who are producing the food for the city. So this is the danger.
Indeed. We hope that we'll be able to get it right going forward. I'm sure government has heard you. And, of course, we'll take action in that regard. I must thank you, Yunusa Gabriel Enemali, President, National Apex of Cashew Farmers, Processors, and Marketing Cooperative Ltd. I must thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate your contributions.
I would like to be here again.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
With that, the wrap on the show for today, and, of course, for the week as well. We'll be back on Monday. I am Yusuf Akogun.